What's up, guys? It's PVM Vertigo, and we are back. We are doing another episode of Kerbal Space Program right now, and as of now, we are launching quite a large spacecraft, barely edging out 140 tons. It's like 138 because we have a limit on our launch pad that we need to raise. So, in order to upgrade the launch pad, we need more money, of course, more money. So we're going to head out to Minmus. We're going to go back to Minmus, and we're going to do some visual surveys. So we have very little to no scientific gear aboard this lander. It's basically all fuel and engine, because we need to have as much as possible, because we need to kind of skip around the surface and get to the different landing points and whatnot to get as much funds as we can in one trip. I'm hoping to get all of the Minmus points done with this rocket, because I really don't want to send another one up. This one already costed like not sure, I think around like 65,000 funds or so. So it's fairly expensive, but this contract will return like 300 to 400, but it's going to take a lot of effort, because I've never done a visual survey outside of Kerbin, so it's going to be a kind of a first time thing for me. So we are finishing up our launch. We're going to do our standard inclination change so that we can get as close as possible to Minmus, so that we can get on the right track for those pesky sector reports, because those ones are a lot harder than the EVA reports, because I can land at a spot, but I cannot really fly over a spot at 7,000 meters, because that's actually kind of hard. So also, what we're doing is preparing for a new mission, a new flagship mission. We're going to be heading out to Gilly, or Eve, in a few episodes, maybe the next one possibly. But to do that, we have to upgrade the launch pad, as I said before, but we also have to research some new stuff. And along with these contracts, they have funds, obviously, but it also comes with science. So we're just going to borrow a bunch of funds, because you get money in advance for these contracts, and we're going to accept a bunch of visual surveys for these moons. The goal being to borrow money for the launch pad and upgrades around the space station, and then hopefully dig our way out of debt and then make a profit. We can also research higher research hubs now, because we did upgrade the research facility last episode. So we can get the mainsail engine to help us lift all of our landers to Duna, Eve, Gilly, Ike, those kind of places, to fulfill our other contracts, our exploration contracts. But enough about the future. We'll just talk about what's happening right now. And right now, we are trying to fly to that sector there. You see that pink little area there, which is going to be kind of hard. It's going to be nice because it's polar, so it won't move very much when the moon rotates. So that's going to be nice, but we do have to fly under one of them. So that's going to be kind of a challenge. Okay, so we're on course. We're flying to one of the sectors. We get it. And instead of going for that other sector over there, I feel that we should just kind of land at the site, the EVA site, and then take off and possibly just do it that way and then go back to Kerbin. I feel like that's the best answer. So we end up getting close to our landing spot. We're just coming in hot, and we're landing a little bit too far, but I think that we might be able to just kind of land there and then make a short little hop, because you can see that we're running low on fuel, so I don't want to make any drastic adjustments. So yeah, we do land. We're landing like the side of a slope here, and that's okay, because we can just do a little hop, because it is Minmus and you can do that. So we're just waiting to get stable here, and it is stable. So we're just gonna hop on over, and we have it in sight. We know exactly where we need to be. So we're just going to start lifting off here and try to tilt in the right direction. We have the little mark on the nav ball. You click activate navigation on a point you have to go to, and you can make sure that your prograde is pointing right at it, and you should get there. So we're just kind of floating around here. It's pointed right at it, so we should arrive there soon. And sure enough, it says that we are entering it soon. And it should be coming up soon. There it is. So we're just going to slow down to a halt and then come straight down so we can land perfectly at the site. So yeah, due to Minmus's low gravity, I have a fairly painless descent. Yeah, just gonna get down here, get stable, and then Jebediah, reincarnation again, is going to get out and survey the land. He's gonna use his jetpack, and Eve Airport gets us some money. There we go. Contract is complete, at least for this site. All we need to do now is just hop over to the other one, harvest some science, then go through that other sector, and then we'll be done here at Minmus. So we just skipped over a little bit. We're doing the exact same thing. We are directly on course, and we're just going to burn retrograde as soon as the little message pops up, and there it is. So we're just going to start slowing ourselves down here, get right into a vertical up and down descent. And we do. We're moving a little bit slow. I feel like we should have some RCS or something, because RCS would help a lot with turning this thing, but nevertheless, the turning isn't that bad. We're able to land. We're stable there, I guess. Just gonna slowly bring ourselves down in there. Jebediah is gonna hop out and survey the last EVA point before we have to depart and go back to Kerbin. So he's just going to use the EVA pack, which does have limited fuel, by the way, so you can't just fly around, which you could do on Minmus due to low gravity. But nevertheless, we get up here. We lost our 4 other engines, so we're just on the central engine, and we are directly on spot with this sector here. We just need to maybe make a few adjustments. We're on the right angle and such, but we just need to lower ourselves just a tiny bit. And that's working out perfect. And we seem to be on course, just need to have a little bit of an inclination change, and that is the wrong inclination. And there we go. Now we're on the right track. So we're just going to fly on over there, make use of the time warp. Fairly certain that we'll get below, but I'm starting to have a little bit of a doubt, so I think why not just land there and take off in the right direction instead of having to make all these velocity changes, and then we can get back home to Kerbin a lot easier. So we enter, and we have to make a halt because we are not going to make the 6,200 mark, I believe it is, because we have to be below that, and I don't think that's going to happen, so we have to slow ourselves down and start falling straight down if we want to get this contract done in this launch. And so after all that work, we complete the contract. Very it's kind of hard for my first visual survey, to be honest. And we get all this money, all this reward, but later I have a little bit of a staging error that was not intentional. I was trying to use the map there, and I guess I must have tapped spacebar or something, but yeah, Jebediah is going straight into Minmus, and he's gonna die. So we just bailed out there. We're gonna kind of attempt to land with our jetpack. I've done it before, but we're going a lot faster now, so we might have to bounce a little bit. And ooh, there, it appears to be fine. The rocket exploded, but he didn't. And there he is, stranded on Minmus. We'll have to send a recovery craft later. Okay, so with all that money, we had a lot of it, so we upgraded the launch pad. You can see it's in its full form now. We were able to use gigantic boosters underneath the rocket. So we can get a lot more delta V out of the first stage. We get like 1,000 more, I think. So this thing has like 9,900 delta V, I think. So that means that we're going to do some moon contracts now to get enough money to hopefully purchase more upgrades before we start heading off to Duna and or Ike. You can see for these recon type survey crafts, we like to use a lot of solid rocket boosters. That's because we don't really need that much precision until we actually get over there. All we have to do is use brute force to lift this very heavy lander over there. I'm planning on using this lander to land on Duna and Ike, or possibly Gilly, but I think Gilly will be a lot easier because Gilly is a very, very small body. So we might have to use a smaller lander to compromise. So yeah, as you can see, we didn't have to get into orbit. We just got a straight shot to the moon because I like those. You just set them up and you launch. Very, very nice. And right now, we are plummeting into the lunar surface because we luckily are going to go right through our sector region. And yeah, we're at Scott's Fate, so we can do the little crew report or whatever. Just gonna do that. Aim completely the wrong direction. Get that, and then now we're gonna burn normal. That means like straight up in comparison to your orbit. And avoid the surface. As you can see, the surface is moving very, very fast. It'll easily kill us if we make contact with that surface. And yeah, you can just appreciate how fast I am going over the moon. And so I decide that well, we're not that far away from those two landing sites, so I feel like an inclination change might be possible, and yeah, it might be a little bit inefficient, but I feel like it's handleable. So we're gonna do it. We're gonna use the inclination change. We're not gonna follow the node. We're just gonna use it to guide us a little bit, because inclination changes as you burn. So you can't really set up a node that'll be very efficient. So you just kind of got to do it by hand. But anywho, we're going to be on direct course with it, and we do get there. So, spoiler alert, we do get there and survive. So yeah, we are on course. We have our little single engine lander here. We have no legs on it anymore because we used up all our fuel used doing that inclination change. But we do have enough fuel to land at this site. And we're just being extra cautious because we don't want the engine to break, because that would be very, very bad for our mission. And thankfully, we land perfect on this semi-flat surface. It's a little bit slanted, but it's okay because we have SAS to guide us. The only thing I'm worried about is when the new pilot, Tonlin, because Jebediah is on the surface of Minmus, I'm afraid that it's going to fall over, but it doesn't, so it appears to be stable, even without the pilot's assistance to guide it. But anyway, we get the contract. We are able to go back into the capsule and board it. We're just going to hop right on over to that spot. So we have entered the site, and actually it's a pretty standard landing. So I'm getting a little cocky here. I feel like I can just kind of suicide burn it. And I'm not recognizing the thrust to weight ratio, so I realize it too late, and bam, my engine breaks apart. And that means that now we have two Kerbals stranded. And that's going to be a little bit of bad thing, because now we have two pilots who are certified for flight because they do have better experience than anybody else. We might have to recover them next episode, or the episode after that, but I feel like we really have to do it next episode, because if we want someone flying to Duna, I kinda want Jebediah to handle that. So we do have two crash Kerbals. That's gonna be a goal for the next episode. So back on Kerbin, we are just doing some upgrades. We upgraded the space plane hangar, so we can build bigger planes, and we can't really upgrade anything else, so we're just gonna go back to our research facility and upgrade some research stuff, obviously. And I'm not really sure what to research here because we need to be kind of choosy. So I think we're gonna upgrade that, yeah, because we do need different solar panels if we're gonna be heading off to Duna and or Gilly and such. And also we need that advanced landing, because if we're going to Duna in particular, we need those parachutes, because Duna has a thin atmosphere, so we're going to need that kind of equipment. Anyway guys, thank you for watching this episode of Kerbal Space Program. Please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe so you can see the new episodes of Kerbal Space Program or my other games, which you should check out because if you like CSGO, DayZ, and TF2, you should watch some of my videos on those games as well. Anyway guys, stay tuned. We are going to do much stuff in the next episodes. This is PVM Vertigo. Peace out.